Hey, everybody, what's going on? Jeff Riger. It's yet another episode of the Daily Ticket. This one for a Thursday, December 14th, 2023. Before we get going, I would like to thank you for watching me play with my daughter's new toy that she really did not like. But you know what I figured out? You liked it. You did. I had somebody in the comment section, and I should have brought it with me. I'm at work instead of at home. But I had somebody say they just ordered three of them. It's called like the Astro Shot 300. I must admit, I had fun with it. After I did the podcast, I continued to play with it. Anyway, how's everybody doing? It's a Thursday. We're almost to Lions and Broncos. I already miss college football. Like, when's the bowl season begin? It went way too quick. It goes way too quick every year, doesn't it? But we got Lions Broncos prime time Saturday night. Do you know that Jared Goff is undefeated this season in non 1 o'clock games? 5-0 when the game's at 4 o'clock or 7:30 or 8 o'clock. Pretty wild, right? Insane, even 4:30. So maybe that bodes well for the Lions and the Denver Broncos. Tomorrow we'll give you a breakdown of the Broncos and why the Lions will or will not win the football game. It will come with a prediction and everything. But today, I don't understand you people. And I might not be talking to you. But I've heard people like you, Detroit Lions fans, over the last couple of days. See, I work at night, as you may or may not know. During the day, I run a bunch of errands. I do a bunch of stuff around the house. I listen to a lot of 97.1 The Ticket after I take my daughter to school. I work on stuff. Ticket is always on. Then I go in to do my own show with Woj, right? Something I've noticed over the last couple of days, which is so weird to me. Lions fans are done with Jared Goff. They're absolutely done with him to the tune that I've heard this, and I'm not even making this up. This is no straw man, I promise you. Fans want Hendon Hooker. I think Hendon Hooker is going to be a good quarterback. I cannot wait to see what Hendon Hooker can provide the Lions. Yes, he is practicing. I believe they have 8-9 days to figure out if they're going to keep him on the roster or shut down his window. Fans are so disenchanted with Jared Goff. They're so upset with Jared Goff that they're calling for Hendon Hooker, who doesn't have even one NFL play. And I get why. I do. Fans are freaking out. They're going to lose the division. Fans are freaking out. They're not going to make the postseason. Step back. Take a breath. Everything's fine. If the Lions win on Saturday, there's a chance they'll be postseason eligible on Saturday or make that Sunday. They only got to win 2 games to win the division. Stop freaking out. I understand people haven't been here before. I get this is what you so desperately want, and some people don't know how to handle it. But you got to stop with the craziness. Jared Goff's your quarterback, not Hendon Hooker. And I understand why you want Hooker. He is the exact 180 opposite of Goff. Goff is a statue. Hooker is mobile. Goff doesn't have the greatest arm. Hooker has an awesome arm. He really does. He's got great elasticity. He can throw over defenders. Hendon Hooker, I think, likes when the pocket breaks down because he's got some wheels and he's able to ad-lib and get out of trouble. Jared Goff can't. He throws the ball away. I understand fans, what's the word? Disgust with Jared Goff. But Hendon Hooker is not the answer. Teddy Bridgewater is not the answer. You got to ride the horse that got you here. And I do ask you, before we even get too far into this, think about what you want out of life as a Lions fan. Eventually a Super Bowl. That probably isn't this year. I think we're good with that. Forever. For as long as I've known you, you've known me, we're all Lions fans. All you want to do is win the division. First time in 30 years. All you want to do is win a playoff game. First time in even longer than 30 years, like 32 years. You want a home playoff game. All that stuff is right at your grasp. But yet you're turning on your quarterback. Now, it doesn't matter what you think of Jared Goff. All that matters is how he plays. But I don't understand it. Go back to any other year of being a Lions fan. You'd kill to be in this situation. Usually this time of year, we're talking about the draft. We're talking about who's going to be the quarterback. But for some reason or another, people have just jumped off the Jared Goff bandwagon. Now, maybe you don't want to resign him. I don't either. We can talk about that later. But he's the only guy that can help you achieve your dreams. He's it. We used the Armageddon reference the other day, talking about the Lions, that great movie with Ben Affleck and Steven Tyler's daughter, Liv. Like, I never really intended to use it again, but I do think it fits here. When they go out to outer space to drill the hole in the asteroid so it doesn't hit Earth, that's Jared Goff. He's your last hope. He's all you have. There's nobody else. There's no other line of defense. So either Goff gets it together or you're screwed. It's that simple. And I understand the frustration. The offensive line hasn't been as good lately. Taylor Decker is clearly injured, it seems like. The good news is on Wednesday, everybody practiced. Frank Ragnow, Taylor Decker, everybody was a full participant. Hendon Hooker, too, by the way, right? But I understand the frustration because you would like to see your quarterback every now and then in non-perfect situations step up and win you a football game. And Jared Goff, and we've given you these stats since week 7, has been bad. 10 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Now he has 7 fumbles. Because remember that exchange between Glasgow and Goff in Chicago? They're now blaming Goff for that. He's also been sacked 15 times. We gave you the stat about pressure compared to no pressure. When he has a clean pocket, he's awesome. 17 touchdowns, 2 picks. When there's pressure coming at him, like most quarterbacks, 4 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Jared Goff has not been good. He's been bad. We're not blind. We see it. We understand it. But the reaction to it is just mind-numbing because if you go back to the start of the season, there was a couple of guys, I was one of them, that I don't know if I want to re-sign Jared Goff to a long extension. And then he started to play well, and the Lions started to play well, and they did something that they did for the first time in 60 years. Go 8-2, 9-2, and you're like, yeah, Goff's our guy. But now everybody's turning on him, and they want Hendon Hooker, a dude that's never played in the NFL. You need to snap out of it. You need to get a grasp on yourself. Get a grip. It's still going to be okay. The afternoon show, Mike Valeni and Rico Beard, they added to this. Rico did some digging, and he decided to look up Jared Goff's stats in his best year, the year they went to the Super Bowl in Los Angeles. And the stats are not good. And Rico and Mike came to the assumption, or at least the theory, a building working theory, that Jared Goff is a guy that when pressure is on him, not talking about the pressure coming at him, but the overall mental pressure of trying to win a playoff game, trying to go to a Super Bowl, trying to get his team into the playoffs, that he struggles. In games that matter in the last month of the season, Jared Goff has historically not been that guy. It's that simple. And Rico and Mike are not wrong about this. I went a step further. I looked at every playoff game Jared Goff has played in. 6 of them. He's throwing 2 picks, 2 fumbles, 4 touchdowns, a 79.9 rating. Not very good. Very mediocre. Not the kind of guy you're hoping to see when your defense is struggling to stop anybody or get to the quarterback. When your secondary isn't good and it's injured. You need your leader to step up. I don't disagree with any of you. Jared Goff needs to play better. Much better. But he's still the only chance you got. I don't understand this weird mindset. The other thing, too, by the way, even if he's not your quarterback of the future, next year he's under contract. Year after that, you can franchise him. Most quarterbacks don't like to go too long without a contract, so eventually you got to make a decision. Maybe Hooker eventually will be that guy. I hope he's that guy. But Jared Goff can still be Joe Flacco. Jared Goff can still be Nick Foles. Jared Goff can give you can put together, because he's already shown you he's capable of it. He can put together 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 really good games, 6 or 7, maybe even, and win you significant things. And this year, if you win the division, which I think you will, if you go to the playoffs, which is almost a certainty, and you win a playoff game, Jared Goff is going to get a statue at Ford Field right next to the Barry statue. So I don't really understand this new belief that Hendon Hooker has to be the guy. Do you realize y'all cheered for Matthew Stafford for 12 seasons? He never did squat. You even cheered for him when he went on to the Rams and won a Super Bowl. Weird thing, right? But now you're giving Goff grief when I think he's already accomplished more than Stafford ever has in Detroit. And he's got a real chance to make that statement indisputable. If he wins a playoff game, that's all we've ever wanted. Goff is the guy. But now you think he's Gofful. I've been waiting to say that. If Goff does struggle on Saturday, the title of the podcast on Monday will be Gofful. Okay? Ben Johnson needs to be better too. All of a sudden, that offense looks predictable. But I do think it all starts with the offensive line. And when they don't play well, Goff doesn't play well. And unfortunately, that's how it's been. They played really well the first 8-9 games of the season, haven't played as well since, and now we're seeing what it looks like. So I am curious. This podcast, really all about just being befuddled. That's what I am. I am fucking befuddled. I listen to the ticket way too much. I hear what fans are saying. I'm a fan myself. I am known every now and then for a reactionary opinion. But nobody can truly believe that Hendon Hooker is the answer. Like, the first time I heard it, I'm like, it's funny. Second time I heard it, I'm like, okay, whatever. Third time I heard it, I'm like, weird. Then I started hearing hosts getting annoyed by the suggestion of Hooker. And now I feel every third call, fans are calling for Hendon Hooker. And hear me out. I do believe the guy can be good. You drafted him in the 3rd round for a reason. Brad Holmes still has a pretty good track record, even though some of his guys haven't hit as much as they did early on. I believe Hendon Hooker is going to have a spot on this team, but not now. Jared Goff's your guy. So I want to know from you, please. Number one, somebody explain to me the rationale. Why all of a sudden we're calling for Hendon Hooker. Is it because we simply don't know how to act during a playoff push? And that's understandable. Is it because we're Detroit fans and we've never had anything? Is it because you just lose your shit when you realize that if they lose all 4 remaining games, they're not even going to make the playoffs? Like, is that what it is? I don't understand how you could be so in love with a guy and then you fucking hate him. I don't get it. But that's, I feel, the plight of one Jared Goff. Everybody loved him. It was an offensive statement if you said, I don't know if I should resign him. Now it's, if you want to resign him, you're a moron. I get sports do this to people. But we need to be better as Lions fans. We need to be more sane as Lions fans. So let me know. Are you buying into you need a cheap Hooker? That's what it is, right? Because, by the way, Hendon Hooker makes sense for that reason, too. If he happens to be your quarterback moving forward and Jared Goff isn't here, you're saving a lot of money because Hooker's cheaper. And then you can use that money that you're saving to bolster your offensive line, get some depth, get more offensive weapons, and also, of course, help the defensive side of the football, too, right? So I get it. I do think Hendon Hooker makes sense. I do believe he's going to play a part in this organization, but not now. Explain to me, comment section. What is with this mindset? Please tell me. And the second thing is, and this is a discussion we have in the offseason, but we might as well get to it early. Are we all now officially under the mindset that we're not re-signing Jared Goff? He's not your guy. Because this is who he is, guys. When the O-line plays great, he has protection, he's great. When they don't and it breaks down, he breaks down. It's that simple. It's kind of like you win the football games where you don't turn over the football. You lose them when you do turn over the football. And that's been Goff's story recently, too. So if you reach the decision, do you not even want to see the next 5 games? Have you already decided you've made up your mind Goff is not going to be a Lion? Like I heard Valente say the other day, if they win a playoff game, you got to sign Jared Goff. I don't know if I buy that. Because I do believe other quarterbacks can give you what Goff has given you, but not right now. Not right now. Bridgewater, Hooker cannot give you what Goff gives you right now. And it's that simple. So let me know. What's with this mindset? And furthermore, have we all decided that Jared Goff is done? He's not getting a contract extension. Let's get to some comments, shall we? So yesterday's podcast, it did not work, by the way. Yesterday's podcast, I asked everybody to exhale. The Packers lost. I thought everybody would be feeling calm, good about themselves, because they realized, okay, there's no reason to freak out. It was just one loss to the Bears. Clearly, I'm wrong because people are calling for Hendon Hooker. Comments. Here we go. I got 2 kinds of comments here. I got the comments on the game and comments on my toy gun that I bought for my daughter that I should not have. Brandon Cummer, 5456, says, awesome video. Gifts are a struggle, bro. Keep up the fight. At @sub_0beats said, I nailed it. That's what I said when I nailed one of the targets. Proud Cheer Dad 5220 says the game actually looks fun. And then how about this one from Dennis Tirana? Just ordered 3 of them, by the way. How about Lyle's Show 6516? Great show. Pisses me off. I don't have the NFL Network. I guess money is everything. Oh, yeah, by the way, the Lions game is on the NFL Network, but Lyle's, if you happen to be in the Metro Detroit area, Fox 2's picking it up too. Yes. So for anybody that's freaking out about how to watch the game Saturday night, A, you can go to a bar, but B, if you happen to be in the Metro Detroit area, just the state of Michigan, I believe, your local Fox affiliate will have the game. So there you go. Couple other comments, and then we'll say goodbye for the day. How about this one? All the pain and panic subsided for me almost immediately when the Packers lost. They kicked that game-winning field goal. I was reborn. I watched the Doomsday podcast and thought he probably feels like just because the Monday Night Football game hadn't happened yet. I think they take care of business on Saturday night. Minnesota is very beatable in their current state. I hope we all have a merriest Christmas ever by clinching the division by Christmas Eve. Go Lions. That's from N04190. I like that. Here's another one. This is from Michael McDermott 209. The Lions will dominate the Broncos. They will score at least 35 points, and the offense will be close to 100%. We can rely on Russ being a choke artist. One pride. So there you go. Some of the comments. I ask you, as always, please review, rate, subscribe, download. And the questions of the day: why are people losing their mind? Why do people all of a sudden want Hendon Hooker? And is it official? Is Jared Goff simply not going to be renewed by the Detroit Lions? Let me know what you think. It's been a pleasure as always. Please follow the Daily Ticket wherever you get your podcast. And we'll catch you tomorrow on a Friday. I got reasons. Reasons the Lions beat the Broncos. Reasons the Broncos beat the Lions. We'll get to that tomorrow. Always a pleasure, guys. We'll catch you tomorrow. Got to stop with the madness, though. Bye-bye.